Who's the last person, Tom, that you love to hate? That you just...
Who did I love to hate?
Yeah,
man?
really love to hate. Not hate to hate, because hate to hate is a different thing. Or just kind of like, I hate that person and that's it. But love to hate. Just like,
I know what you're saying, man. I know what you're saying. Give me a second here to think about who I really love.
Process it.
Well, Trump was a big one for me because I hated him, but I loved to hate him. But I'm sad he's gone.
Yeah.
Not because I thought he was a great president. I thought he was the worst thing that's ever happened to humanity. But in a way, he created probably some of the best world drama I've ever seen in my life. And I'm privileged to be able to say that I was around while he was president. But is he somebody that I love to hate or just thought he was an interesting, evil guy?
I tell you what, there's a station, there's an entire station that I love to hate. And I love to hate Fox News. I love to hate.
I can get on board with that.
I love to hate Fox News so much. I check it out every now and then because it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever watched that 90s program Sliders. Do you ever watch that? It's this guy basically invented this portal where he would jump to parallel Earth. So you got one Earth where the flipping Nazis won the war. You got one where a really good one was when women of the dominant gender. So men aren't dominant, so women are dominant. So the guy goes into a club and he gets picked up by a woman, and then she uses him like a one-night stand. She kicks him out, and she's just like, "I'm done with you now. Get out." And he's just like, "What the my feelings?" And it's like that when I go onto Fox News. It's just like a parallel universe. And I enjoy it from like a weird kind of alternative universe sci-fi perspective.
Kev, is it because it's the opposite of how you think? Do you get frustrated with it because you think you guys should know better? Because if you're right, that means I'm dumb, and I know I'm not dumb, so you can't be right. So you have to be stupid. So why are people letting you say this, man?
I think it's more than that. I think it's more like, I get that it doesn't make me feel dumb, not at all.
Number one, by the way, because we're also talking here in the UK, like when we talk about American presidents and American news, it's only because like it's more exciting over there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It is.
Our news here is fucking boring, man. Like, some guy just sits at a desk with another dude and they don't really have opinions, because I don't think like the news here they actually just tell you what happened and then let it go, and there's nothing interesting in that, whereas Fox News, will tell you that Jared Kushner is like one of the greatest American planners of all time. Going, are you talking?
Who's that? Like nut job Republican as well. Taylor Greene, the one who said like COVID is something to do with freaking Jewish lasers. They love her.
Yeah,
they absolutely. Yeah, they hang on her every freaking word. Yeah, and the amount of times that Trump just called in and they just rolled with it, and it was just like rambling, just utter crap, and they're just really into it.
Do you think like the English politicians are like the American politicians? Like, do you think there's an equivalent Matt Gaetz over here in the UK that's like bringing underage girls into Wales because it's legal or whatever? Using. I know one politician got caught writing off porn, but I thought that's a little bit tame. But it really outraged the UK citizens. How dare the politician's husband use tax money so he could blow his load?
Honestly, the last scandal I can remember in English politics is when someone put a flipping bird table on their expenses. I can't remember like a proper political scandal in the UK.
I think American politicians probably get into it because they know they can score chicks, and whereas I think the guys from Eton and all that get into politics so they can help their buddies score good contracts, which is so bad.
In fact, I think maybe the sleaziest politician, like UK politicians, probably Boris. Is it not Boris? With the whole thing he did with the old people's homes and COVID. I mean, what wasn't he the one talking about? What was it? Mass infect everyone. What's it called? Mass.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Mass infection to kind of make the COVID thing go away.
The herd immunity.
Herd immunity.
Just and get it and go.
Yeah. And he was saying that, and then all of a sudden, half the whole old people were dead in the old people's homes, and he freaking backtracks. I think that's the sleaziest thing, probably Boris. Apart from him, I think UK is too flipping squeaky clean. I think you need to become a politician, Tom. I think you need to shake it up. Now you're British. Yeah, you're British. You could run for PM, right?
I'm trying to go. Okay, before British, you had who? You had before Boris, you had David Cameron, right?
No. You had Theresa May. You're Theresa May.
Theresa May. David Cameron.
Yeah.
Was David Cameron before Theresa May?
Yeah.
And then before him was Tony Blair, I think, or Gordon Brown.
Gordon Brown, yeah, and then Blair going back,
and then Blair, yeah, because Blair over his buddy Gordon.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Yeah. But that's what I think. I think that's what you get, man, when you put these Eton kids in charge of everything, man. Do you know what I mean? That's I'm going, I don't know enough about English politics yet. Mm-hmm. Okay. But I do think Boris you're right on the fact that he's probably the most exciting of he's also the guy that was the mayor and decided that we were all going to ride bikes. And everybody started riding bicycles, which I will also attribute to Boris, that we've now moved on to scooters in every town for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but this is a guy who at least has progressive thinking on such a small level. If he could bring it to the big game, well, he could be amazing. He could be an amazing prime minister, man.
Do you think the whole pig's head thing? Do you think that's true?
Explain to me what that is.
So apparently David Cameron, for a dare, as an Eton initiation thing, he pig's head. So he put his in a pig's mouth and he it. And that was a big story.
Okay, you're going to help me out here then, Kev.
Okay? Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, did you go to private school number one? Were you one of those kids?
It was just rough as my school. It was, it was just a rough state school.
Okay. So if you go to one of is it not one? Is Eton just a school in itself?
Eton is like a posh private school. I think you pay like 50 grand per term or something. It's like really,
Would it be the
posh.
Same as going to, because over in Canada we assume that Oxford and Cambridge are your two go-to posh schools, but I'm starting to realize I don't think that's true. I think that's just movie true. Yeah, I think your real posh schools are Eton, and there's a couple others that somebody told me about. But yeah, where did Tony Blair go to? What school did he go to? Eton, I think.
I'm going to need to Google Tom just to double check, but I'm sure.
Okay, well, let's just assume they all went there.
Yeah.
For some reason, these guys keep it in the family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my real question is these are proper world rulers. Do you know what I mean? So they would probably want some good blackmail to have when the game gets really rough and they need to know that they can trust you.
Yeah.
So maybe I could see maybe in a pig's head would be something that is a great thing to blackmail somebody with, you know, but then again, it just sounds too
Too much.
far-fetched to be real. You know, like, do you know what I
Like,
mean?
how
It
do you
just,
even do
it's,
it? How do you even? Because the
well,
teeth would. Yeah, but the
open up the
teeth.
pig's mouth and shove your in there.
But the teeth, Tom. If
How
you
hard could it
slip,
be?
you're gonna cut your surely on the pig's teeth.
Well, it would be more impressive if a real pig blew up instead of just a head, man.